Good day. Welcome back to the charts. Welcome back to the Crypto Flight edition of the channel. Fellow passenger here, stopping in with you guys to give you your daily BTC update as we do every single day. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing to the channel. We go over the short-term price actions. We get it right sometimes, and sometimes we're not so much, but that's fine. No one's perfect, so let's just get into the charts here, guys, as we usually do every single day. We'll start with the daily here. And as you can see, we're still in that green boxed area. We're going to go over a lot more here. So just stick around, hang tight, and let's dive into the charts here, shall we? All right, so today's November the 10th, 2020. The current price of BTC is going to be $15,388, up about 0.3% for the day. Okay. All right, so like I said, we're going to start with the daily here, and we put this rectangular box that stretches between $15,100 all the way up to $15,900. We were previously anticipating to see some sort of move to the upside. BTC seems to be having a little of a pause in the trend, and that's basically what we're experiencing right now. So I think it will eventually make it up to the upside. The buying interest in the market must protect $15,100, which it appears as if they are trying to do that at this very moment. But this little green candle here doesn't make me too excited. It's just kind of hanging out there. We got about just under 2 hours to close this daily candle. Let's crank it on down to the 12-hour so we could potentially see something else here. Yeah, so as far as the 12-hour, there's actually good things and there's not so much in this range here. So the first thing that I'm seeing is going to be there's overhead sell orders within. Let's just try to see if we can box that range off right here. So someone needs to step in and buy up this range. And that range is going to be at about $15,480 and as high as $15,797. So that little range right there, someone needs to step in and buy that range there. And we're just going to basically wait and see if that's actually going to happen. So we just have to patiently wait and see how that's going to play out. Now, on the previous video, I did have a price target, an extreme price target of about $14,000. And even as low as, they can even like wick as low as $13,800 represented on this green line right here. Do I think the price can still go down and test or breach that level? I'd say, of course, it's possible. BTC is extremely volatile. Anything's possible with BTC. But let's see. I think we're also up against a 3-day close. Let's check it out here. Yeah, actually, we're also up against a 3-day close here on the 3-day. So it's going to be interesting here because if the 3-day can actually close above $15,100, then it would still be in a pretty nice position to continue the trend to the upside. The only one thing that's a little bit concerning for me is how the weekly is shaping up. We're going to get into that in just a second here. But yeah, I'd say if the 3-day closes in above 50,100, we'll probably use that as a small launch pad and just continue the trend here all the way up to the, everything that they own here, which is currently at about, the high is going to be $15,977. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see a $16,000 BTC over the next 72 hours. Yeah, so just gotta give or take another 3 to 6 days. If the trend is continuing to the upside here, right? If the momentum isn't starting to be exhausted here, and we're definitely going to continue. Yeah, 16,000 within 6 days if I wanted to predict that. 7 days at the most. All right, so the 3 days closing. But again, in closing here, excuse me, this will be a short video here, guys. This is making, obviously it looks like a bearish candle, but I've seen this so many times. There's 5 days, so that we literally have a lot of time to close this candle. And I think what's going on is they're just buying BTC right now, like in unlimited quantities. They're buying BTC and they're waiting to more towards the close of this weekly candle. It's probably going to turn green and probably meet or exceed this blue line here at about 16,363. Like it'll just keep going up. I've seen this so many times because what happens is the bears, they're anxiously waiting or anticipating a move to the downside, and they're just waiting to enter the markets. And then when they start putting their put orders in, just looking at that red candle, getting really excited. And of course, within, 12 hours of the closing of the weekly candle, just boom, it goes up 6, 8, 10% to the upside, and they're just completely liquidated on their high leverage shorts against BTC. That's a possibility, not guaranteed, guys. But one thing that I did want to point out that I think I've already pointed out in the previous video is that the Bollinger Bands, this is an indication to me that a retracement is almost imminent at this point. It may not happen on this candle, but I would have to, if I had to guess, if you guys remember the previous video, check that out. Hopefully I left a link somewhere for you to check it out. We were basically speculating what happened to the BTC price when it closed a successful full weekly candle outside of the Bollinger Bands. And we were just kind of coming to the conclusion that what will happen is it'll take about 3 weeks, if not the very following week. In other words, let's just say I think I've already explained this. Just to say the candle like this, it closes exactly as it is on the screen here. I mean, you can rest assured BTC will likely see a 10, 8 to up to 12% retracement in the market within 1 week. That wouldn't be a surprise to me. But if that's not the case, which I'm not sure if it is or not, then the next alternative would be for BTC to take about 3 to 4 weeks to have some sort of back test or retracement, just strictly based on the weekly here. And it might not even be like a huge retracement. Let's just say, it does actually what I said, and the candle actually goes above 16,000, maybe even makes it all the way up to $17,000. It's like a 10% move up to the upside in the markets. And it actually goes from that level of about 17,200, and it just back tests $16,000. So that's like a 4.5% retracement, something like that. Because again, I've already verified that the lower time frames, as far as the 12-hour and the 1 day, it wants to move higher as long as the $15,100 level is respected, and we'll just crank it back on down to the lower time frames. And it's pretty clear to see that the buyers step in every single time the price either dips below this green lower line, or it just keeps spiking or wicking at that level. The buyers can continue to push the price to the upside. The real question is, are the buyers running out of momentum? Will they really have enough, buying interest in the market at these levels to continue the trend? Or is it time's up and BTC has had a really nice run and it's time to at least retrace about 10% in the markets here, just coming on down to the $14,000 or even the $13,800 level to some back test, some sort of support, and it could potentially even continue the trend to the upside. That's all speculation. We just have to wait and see what's going to happen here, guys. But if I had to give you my opinion on what's going to happen here, one thing that I need to see this 12-hour candle close. If it continues this little push into the upside, it could reach as high as 15,700. Let's call it $15,482. I mean, this is the Coinbase chart, so I mean, it varies on different exchanges. Let's just call it like 15,500. It could make it as high as that level, but then it would start to eat up into those sell orders overhead, as I mentioned, that needs to be cleared between 15,480-ish, all the way up to $15,800. I need to see that area clear on the 12-hour here, and that could happen. I mean, it could happen in less than 2 hours. I just need to see some sort of wick representing buy-in interest near or exceeding that level, again, at about $15,800, and then I can determine the market's direction. But as it looks right now, it looks like the sellers may have an interesting opportunity to test $15,100 at least one more time over the next, I'll call it about 24 hours. And let's just hope the buying interest in the market has enough buying interest to actually hold up the markets there at about $15,100. And that's what I'm going to say. And if 15,100 holds, then yeah, again, the market wants to move higher. And again, I think I said this on the previous video. It wants to test the top of this rectangular box here at about 15,900. Let's just call it near 16,000 bucks. So that's my analysis here. I guess we're still going to be within 15,100 up to 15,900 over the next 24 hours. BTC has to make a decision. Time is ticking here. So let's just keep our eyes on the charts. You guys, thank you for joining us here. Be sure to hit an appropriate thumb just below the video there. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think is going to happen on the BTC price here. We'll possibly give you a shout out if you get it right there. And also, click the video on the screen there. Make sure we're staying consistent with our thesis. We're doing our best, staring at these charts day in and night, all day long, just to try to figure this crazy market that is extremely volatile. That's it, guys. Thanks for joining us. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And take care of yourselves, and bye for now.